Yeah, so guys, welcome to Technical Tuesday. Let me spotlight and add a spotlight. Bam, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so Technical Tuesday today. We will in a bit we will tell you what we will go and do today, but we will start in 2 minutes. But there is a little surprise because obviously when we started off doing Super Saturdays, we had loads of super guests who joined us in every week, literally. We nearly had full. We nearly had all of the guests we wanted to have. Obviously, there's loads more we can, but for now, we try to do every once a month, every one Saturday in the month, we will try and have a guest. And for Saturday the 23rd, there will be a Nordic surprise, and I mean Nordic as in it's a great country, a lot of beautiful people, cold, probably very cold there at the time. You can ask Frederick, but yeah, we got a super guest, and his name is Jonas Rosen. He will be our guest on the Saturday the 23rd. So yeah, this is going to be a good session, and obviously something you don't want to miss. But yeah, we need to bring some super guests in again as the lockdowns are going a longer way.
Yeah.
Darren?
Yeah, I mean, Jonas is a young fighter, but he's very established. I think he's European champion, was it?
Yeah.
AWU. He's fought in Japan. I think he lost against the eventual winner in the Shin World Tournament. Not last year, the year before, obviously, but yeah, he's a very, very strong fighter. Very strong. So look forward to sharing the stage with him. I've trained him a few times. Very nice lad as well. So yeah, we're really excited. And yeah, be there or be square.
It's gonna be a good session. People don't miss it. It's gonna be good.
Yes.
About today, Darren, you wanna
Start them off? Yeah, so today we're going to be working on some stance work again. After last week, we worked a little bit on some stances. What I'm going to try and do is definitely at the start is I'm going to use several stages within a stance to kind of get you thinking about what we do, how we do it, and how that transition goes through. Then we're going to move on to, or this side, whichever side. Wesley will be doing some other bits, some spinning stuff. No, I'm just joking. No, he's going to be working on. We're going to be working on maybe some Kata as well. And any questions, obviously put them in the chat, etc. Hopefully, we give you a little bit of an idea on the transition through the stances, and then we'll be able to use them in the Kata as well. Anything else to add, Wesley Jan?
No, if you got a question, use the chat indeed over there, or whatever. And well, thanks for being here again. And we see a lot of familiar faces. Great that you are all back, and hopefully we can still keep you entertained in these weird times that we are living in right now. We're here. Let's do this, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Let's get cracking. We are about that time, so let's get going. Okay, so I will use the transition for Zenku Sudachi to start off with, and we can use this as a bit of a warm-up as well before we move on to the Kata, okay? So, out of the way, so I'm going to kick it. Right, so obviously with Zenku Sudachi, let me just show the legs a little bit more than the top half. With Zenku Sudachi, obviously we're transitioning through the stance in this way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down to 4 little sections, basically. We're going to be coming up, back, then the next stage will be up to the middle and back. Third stage will almost be like drifting into a Kokotsudachi and then back before we do the full stance. So as we're looking to transition through, we're thinking about here being a nice, short, sharp movement, maybe not straight away, but this is what you should be thinking long term. Short, sharp movement to start getting that drive going forward. When we get to the top, we want to be making sure that we're still fairly low to the ground and we're avoiding doing this, because this is one of the things that probably happens more so in Kibadachi than Zenku Sudachi, but there's often a lot of height adjustment will run through the stances. So by breaking it down here, we're going to be thinking about the next stage as we go through that stance. Hopefully everyone understands that. What we're going to do is we're going to start off with just the leg movements, just a couple, and then we're going to start adding a couple of techniques in, and then we will move over. I'm very aware of time, and this hopefully doesn't take too long, but try and think about that transition as we're going through, and all the time as we're moving forward with this back leg, think about brushing the floor. The balls of the feet have to be in contact with the floor throughout the entire process. Okay? Understand? Right, so let's break it down into 4 leg movements only to start off with, and then sorry, I'm a little too tall, and then let's start adding some techniques in. So Furudachi, Maigen and Barai, Yai, Te, Shia. Okay, so from there, let's just go into Furudachi, gammon cover. It doesn't really matter. All we're concentrating on at the moment is this leg slightly retracting. So we're looking at retracting halfway between where it is 2 shoulders, half a foot in length, and where the feet would be in Furudachi line. Okay, so we're just going to do 10 and then 10 on the other leg, and then we'll move through to the next stage, and then we'll add some techniques on after we've done all of the transitions. Okay, so let's go. Ready? Itch and back. E. San. Shi. Go. Rip. Keeping the bend on this front leg. Shish. Itch. Kip. G.
Yeah.
And Ante. Change legs. Remember, I start thinking about these hips, this hip flexor, starting to drive forward in all of them techniques that we're hoping to use when we fight, do kata, etc. Ready? H. Li. San. Shi. Go. Rek. Ish. H. Hit. G.
Yeah.
And undo. Okay. Right, so what we're going to do now is come up the center and back. Remember, Zenku Dachi dictates in Kyokushin that it doesn't swing in and go out. So please, when you come up here, don't start doing this. We want to be shoulder width still. As it comes up, here and back. So when it meets, we'll have a good bend on both legs so that we're not changing the height, so that we can transition through to the latter stage with very little show in height. Okay, so up to Furudachi, but with a good bend on the legs, both feet pointing forward, because that's where the stance will be at this that stage. Okay, ready? H. E. San. Shi. Go. Rek. Ish. H. Hip. G.
Yeah.
And on T. Change legs. Same with the other leg. Ready? H. E. San. Shi. Go. Rek. Ish. Ish. Hip. G.
Yeah.
And on D. Okay, so this we're nearly now starting to go into the full stance, but effectively what's going to happen is the foot pivots, because we need to open that hip, and we're almost, it's not strictly, but it's on the way to a Kakotsudachi. Okay, so we've obviously got the weight on this leg here, and it has to transition at some stage to the other leg. Okay, and it's normally a problem when you're going from short to long stances or vice versa. But at the moment, obviously here, we're fairly even, but we've definitely got more weight on here because this leg's sliding through. Then This one's going through, and then we can start to feel the weight towards the end of that movement. Don't lean too soon onto that front leg. That's when you get a short stance, etc. Don't open the hips. Okay, so from here, up and back. Not Kakotsudachi, but it's not too far apart from it. Okay, ready? H. E. Sen. Shi. Up. Right. Ish. Ish. Hit. G. And ante. Change legs. Same thing, remember, just because it's like a Kakotsudachi doesn't mean you need to keep the width on it all the time. Okay? Ready? H. Ni. San. Shi. Yo. Right. Ish. Ish. Kip. Chew. Yeah. And ante. And now the full movement. So, all the way forward, all the way back. Think, especially the low grades, not stepping. You've kept in line and in touch with that ground all the way through the transition. Don't change it now just because we're doing a full stance. We're going to do a full stance, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add a technique on each stage that we go through. Okay? Yes. Right. And one more set for full range. Okay, right. Just a full stance. Ready? H. Back. E. We'll just do 5 on each leg. Sen. Shi. Go. Yeah. And ante. Change legs. Ready? H. He. San. Shi. Go. Yeah. And ante. Let's go back. Okay. Right. So we're effectively looking for 4 stages before we make the full full step forward. So we're coming up, back, middle, back, Bukotsu, back, full stance, back. And then we're going to change legs. We're looking to do 10 of these. Okay, so let's just do 2 very loosely without no techniques. Okay, so we get used to, should be fairly easy, but just want to make sure everyone's on the same page. Okay, so my number 1. Yay! Okay, shia. Okay, so hands are wherever you want them. So the first count, halfway, back, edge. 1, 2. All the way to the middle, back, knee. Almost Kokotsudachi, san. And full zen, shi. And back. And then we're going to change legs. Same thing on the other leg. Ready? Edge, push off, back, knee, midway, back, san, kotsu almost, back, shi, full length zen, and back. And let's change legs. Right, let's keep it really simple and just do a chudan ski each time that we go to each stage. Okay, so effectively the gyaku will be out. We'll pull up, punch, back. Middle, punch, back. Kotsu, and then it will turn into gyaku as we go out. Okay, so it starts off, gyaku is out, it will be oi, oi, gyaku, gyaku on the end. Okay, make sure we get a nice long stance on that last one. We're only doing 10, so 10 times 4, 40 movements. Not going to be rushing it, but do make sure you try and move off quickly from these stances. What often happens, people are like, oh, I'm really slowing my katas, everybody else is miles ahead. It's because most good people, they transition from A to B quite quickly. I'm probably quicker than most. I appreciate that, but the likes of Wesley, Sensei Anil, Shi and Janine all transition really quickly, so they can get a really good technique towards the end of that movement. What happens if you move slowly and then you're trying to do the technique quick? Often flick or some default in the technique happens. So please think about push off quickly. There are only short movements at the moment, but then hopefully you can build off of these to make nice long movements in the future, and that's the idea. Okay? Everybody understand? So, left leg, right hand out, 1 back, 2 back, 3 back, 4 back, change. Okay? It will not be as quick as that, don't worry. Okay? Ready? He says. Okay, ready? Edge! Sun! Sheep! And on T, change legs. Ready? Edge! Heave! Sun! Sheep! And back, change legs. Good, good. That's 2. Edge! Heave! Sun! Sheep! And back. Edge! Heave! Sun! Sheep! Back, change. Edge! Heave! Sun! Sheep! And back, change. Edge! Heave! Sun! Sheep! Back, change. Edge! Heave! Sun! Sheep! Back, change. The edge! Heave! Sun! Sheep! And change. One more on each side. Ready? Edge! Heave! Sun! Sheep! Back, change. Last one. Edge! Heave! Sun! Sheep! And marry. Hopefully, what you should have felt and what I felt was definitely on the first 2 movements was really quite explosive, quite quick. The third movement, still pretty quick. The fourth movement is probably lagging in some pace a little bit, because at that point, the stance starts to get really long. But remember, when you fight, you're not going to be here. You're going to be in a short position, so when we're making this kind of moves, it's going to really help in every single area. Okay? Try and remember that. Pick up some bits. Disregard the bits that don't matter to you. And we'll move over to my friend, Wesley Jansen.
Good. Right. So,
fast now.
yeah, as we did, we worked on Zenkutsu actually right now. So that's what we're going to do, the Kion Kata in. Us, let's stay, for the people who don't know it, let's go over it. It's 10 steps. You go forward, backward, forward, right, left, forward, backward, forward. Sorry, I made a little mistake there. So, as we are over here, it's going to be over there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, to the right, 1, 2, to the left, 1, 2, forward, backwards, and forwards. And that's the way we're going to transition. Us, but we're not going to use the arms right now. We're just going to use the legs. And what we're going to do is we're going to be focusing on the things Darren just told us. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on the Genkutsudachi. Yeah. No arms for now. Yeah. So
left, right, forward, right, left, forward, back, forward.
Yeah. So we're gonna
if you pick up.
Right, standing over here. We're going left, right. That's why I made a mistake. Front, back, front, right, left, front, back, and front again. Yeah. Sorry, guys. It's been a while. Yeah. Right. So what we're gonna do is Zenkusudashi Joi. Only the legs. Go left into proper position. Stay there, and we twist, turn, keep the balance, and this is gonna be second count. Yeah. There we go. Edge. Knee. Edge. Knee. Forward. Edge. Knee. Backwards. Edge. Knee. Edge. Knee. Edge. Right. Knee. Edge. Knee. Edge. Knee. Edge. Knee. Edge. Shear.
Shear.
And now Ray, come back again. Good. All right. One more time. Only the legs for the movements. In 2 counts again. Us. Make sure step away properly. Really twisting your body into the right stance. 4 steps, Darren, plus the twisting. It's gonna make your kata a lot better. Yeah. So join the joint. And edge. Knee. 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 Edge. Shear.
Shear.
And now Ray. Good. All right. So bring in a get and bride. Us. Step over there. Use the first part of the block. Second count. Really twist it in there. 1 and twist it in there. Again in 2 counts. Us. Ready?
Us.
There we go. Zenkutsudashi get and bride. Join. Ihon Katas on edge. Us.
Us.
Only with the get and bride. There we go. Edge. Knee. Edge. A. 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 Edge. Shear.
Shear.
And now right. Good. All right. We're going to do the same, but in 1 count. Every time, think about the transition to one side. Think about the transition to one side. 1 count, and there we go. Us.
Us.
So, ready?
Us.
Kion kata. Join. Left leg first. Ish. Knee. San. She. Go. Rook. Rook. Ish. A. And now right. Good. Right. One more. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add a Gyakuski every time. So it's gonna be front arm block, backhand punch. Front arm block, backhand punch. Us still think about the right stance. Transition to all the sides. Yeah? And stay low. Please don't go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah? Here you go. Ready? Kihon kata, son H. Joy. There we go. H. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Look. Sish. Ash. Cool. Shit.
Here.
And now Ray. Good. All right. Quick little drink. We're going to go back over to this or that side to Mr. Stringer for the next exercise.
Everybody understanding and got the pattern so far? We hope. Little Canadian latecomer. Okay, right, so I'm going to use sanction next. I'm going to use a very similar thing to what we did with the Zenkutsu Dachi. Obviously, it's nowhere near a longer stance, so we're just coming in and back, in and back. And then from there, we're looking for obviously a circular motion once that full movement goes in. Please don't go like this when you start doing the stance. Okay. Now the key to Sanshin, and I'm a culprit for this myself, because what easily happens is these heels start kicking in, especially after time. Yeah, we start here in a good position, and then all of a sudden, 100 techniques later, we're in a Morashi Dachi. Okay, like any other stance, we need to keep low here in position and making sure that these legs have a good bend on them all the time, in, back. Okay, toe and heel is the line, toe and heel is the line when we finish. Okay, so let's start off with just the movements as well. Think about being quick back, bend on the legs. Please don't do this. Keep this nicely tucked in position, because what's going to want to happen is we're going to want to push forward. If we start doing this, the transition forward has a flicking effect on whatever technique we're going to end up doing. Okay, so please think about that as we transition through. We'll be a lot shorter because there's only 2 little bits, okay, because the stance is quite small, but the same principles apply. We're going to do 10, 10, 10, 10, and then we're going to add it all together, okay? Right, so let me show my feet a little bit so you can see that I'm not cheating. Although I'd quite like to. Okay, ready? Sanshin Dachi. Yoi! Let's go. Hidari forward. Left leg. Hey! Shia! Okay, good bend. Remember, it's the toes. That is your shoulders, not the heels being your shoulders. If you've got stiff hips, they're going to be really struggling if you're going to be putting the heels on the inside of the shoulders. Okay, even if you really supple, it's not very comfortable either. Okay, so from there, I'm not really bothered where your hands are going to be. Furudachi, gammon cover, it doesn't matter. We're coming in and then back. Remember, balls of the feet all the time in all of these stances. Most of your weight should be on the balls of the feet, so we can move quickly and then we can move back, in and out. Remember, not step. And a common problem with Sanshin Dachi is people actually do this. They circle over the foot. It's to the foot and around. All the time in contact with the ground. Okay? Everybody understand? Excellent. So forward and then back. Good stances. Ready? H. E. Nice bend on both legs all the time. San. She. Go. Rek. Ash. Ash. Get. G. Shida. And ante. Change legs. Migi, right leg in front. Ready? H. Balls of the feet. Nice fast movement. B. San. She. Go. Rek. H. H. Get. G.
Yeah.
And change position. So this time, I know in previous ones we've gone 1, 2, but we don't have the luxury. We're going to go into the full stance now otherwise. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to start from here, out, and then back. Out and then back. Because in some forms, we're actually thinking about stepping backwards as well. Okay? So we're going to be in here, think about the angle on the feet, bend on the legs, so we're in like a really poor and adverse Nico Ashidachi here, and then we're going to push out and then back. Not looking to stay here too long because it's not the comfortablest of positions. Okay, so right leg here, ready, edge, forward, back. He, San, she, go, back, ash, ash, get, G,
Yeah.
here, and change legs. So the left leg will be going in front. Ready? H, E, San, she, go, rek, ash, ash, get, G, here, and left leg forward, right leg back. Okay, so we're going there. 1, 2. And do try to now start incorporating this being a little bit more of a circle rather than just a sharp zigzag form. In, 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 in. Okay? Yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll just do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I'll explain why we're doing backwards on this particular one afterwards. Okay? Ready? H, E, San, she. H, E, San, she. H, E, San, she. H, E, San, she. Last one. H, E, San, she.
Yeah.
And ante. Other leg before we start adding them together. And some, adding them together with some techniques. Remember, 1, making sure we're incorporating a circular motion, not just a zigzag. Okay, zigzag is good for certain things, but sanshin isn't one of them. Okay, ready? H, E, San, she. H, E, San, she. H, E, San, she. H, E, San, she. Last one. H, E, San, she. And ante, change legs. Right, so what I want to see is we're going to be doing Chudan no Chuke at the end result. Okay, now we're working on a bit of timing on this one as well, so that when we hear, we're looking at hitting the Chudan no Chuke. As we come out, both the foot and the arm will circle at the same time. Okay, that's what we're looking for. That's our ultimate goal, because in the future we want to be able to hit at the same time we're moving, perform the powerless phase at the same time the foot lands, etc., etc. Okay, and that happens in basics, fighting, kata, a lot of areas. Okay, don't want to be too far behind the stance. Yeah, so what we're going to be, left arm is going to be out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, everybody understand?
Yes.
Good with this? Yes. See some thumbs and stuff. You can see Wesley's thumb. Or Wesley's thumb. Okay, ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're going to do 3 of these on each side, and then a transition 3 and 3 with no count. Okay, that?
Yes.
Okay, ready? H, he, san, shi. H, he, san, shi. H, he, san, shi. And on the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, remember this is your left leg and left arm. For most people, this will be less engaged with the movement. So do try extra hard in your thought process to get this moving in sync with the rest of your body. Okay, ready? H, D, san, shi. H, D, san, shi. H, D, san, shi. And on the last 3 on this. Okay, full movement and just back. Okay, is that a question for me? Question for you?
Yeah, it's a question from Anil.
As I'm looking at Moon screen, yes, yeah, we're trying to keep the body in balance as stable as possible, Anil. That's right. So actually, it's a really good point to point out to everybody else. What we're looking not to do is lots of this swinging movement. We want to stay nice and strong in the core. Hey, we want to stay nice and strong in the core each time that we're doing this. And that's, we're coming from the Pinocchio stage, which I like to call it, when we're rotating from this position and not leaning in. The same when we would come in here. We're not looking to counteract, lean to one side. Yes, absolutely, Anil. Nice straight line, core strong, good position, good technique, great balance, like Wesley. He has great balance, and that's because he doesn't move his head around from side to side, etc. Oh, I'm on the other side now.
That's pretty good. Yeah, because you were on.
Now you are on this side. Okay, right, just 3 more to finish with. Forward and just step back and change the arms. Okay, don't worry about doing the block on the way back. Nice quick transition, as Anil said. Try to keep that equilibrium balance through the center of the body. Not too much movement from the top half. Okay, right. Ready? H! And back. Knee! And back. Last one. 7! And might as well just stay there. With the other leg, left arm. Out! And back. Knee! And back. 7!
Yeah.
And Nowry. Just quickly before we pass over to Wesley, and I know I've used a little bit of time, the reason why I did this forward and back is me and Wesley have actually done a lot of this where we're pushing off to the side. And this stance is really good to start getting you breaking off on angles. You don't realise it because what's happening is you're going on a forward motion, but you're actually pushing here where you could actually break off at an angle. And it's very useful to be able to go backwards and break off of angles to stop people's power continually coming forward. That's why we did the forward and the backward motion today on that one. Hopefully it makes sense. Not a load of rubbish. Move on. He's this side now.
You're on that side from me now. But hey, so we're going back to Kihon Kata, and we're going to do this into Sanshin Dachi. Normally, when we are in Kata and we are in Sanshin Dachi, and we transition using the front leg in kata. But for this, we will always move the back leg over there, over there, over there, instead of the front leg, which we normally use. Yeah? So let's go over the sequence, the 10 steps, without using arms and other techniques. And then we will think about some arm techniques, maybe some leg techniques in there. Os? Ready? Os. Right then. Joy, that's joy.
It's okay, it's only me, you can look at it later.
Yeah, that's okay. Joy, that's joy. All right then. Into Sanshin Dachi, whatever you do with your arms is your way. There we go. Ish. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Dish. Front. Ice. Two. Share. And array. Os. Good. Go. One more time. Going over it. And it's about the sequence, but also the way you put your feet in there and really twist your hip in a straight turn into that stance. What a lot of people do when you're doing kata or a sequence, then it's always first the legs and then the position. Or first the legs and then the position. But make sure you're doing this in a smooth transition. Yeah? Good. Still, no arms, only the legs. Left, right, front, back, front, right, left, front, back, front. Yeah? There we go. Ready? There we go. Ish. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Roku. Dish. Ash. Cool. Share. And now ready. Good. So to really drive in the hip, what we're going to do right now is we're going to use a Gyakusuki all the time. So when we're here, drive it in, Gyakusuki. And make sure when you hit, the legs are in the right position. When you hit, the legs are in the right position. You only want to hit, your opponent when your legs are in the right position. Don't like that, because there's no power in the punch. Yeah? You gotta be floored or grounded to really drive in some good power shots. Yeah? That's what you're doing in the second. Are we ready? There we go. Ready? Kion kata, sanshin dachi gyakusuki. Ready? Ish. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Roku. Dish. Ash. Cool. Share. And now Rick.
I'm not sure how, but I'm running out of space every single time. I was fine on Zenkutsu Dachi. It's like I'm all the way here.
Because of all the twists,
yeah,
you have a little bit more space. But for now, everybody's doing a proper job, is what I'm seeing. Yeah? There we go again. Ready? Still, Gyakusuki. What we're going to do, we're going to add Soto Uke to it. Yeah? So we're going to do 1, 2. And make sure we're still in the center of the stance, as Darren and Anil just said. Make sure when you do this, punch and 1. Stay there into the center. Good. Think about the hips. They gotta be loose. That's joy. Gyakusuki Soto Uke. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rufu. Sish. Ash. Cool. Sure.
Here.
And now red.
Osh.
Good. Last time we will do this, we're gonna do Gyaku, Soto, Gyaku. Os.
Osh.
Combination of 3. After this, we go back to Darren for the next stance. And in the next stance, I will use some case. Os. Good. Ready?
Osh.
You're the straight. Sanshindachi. Gyaku, Soto, Gyaku. Os. Aish. Mi. Sun. She. Go. Roku. Sish. Ash. Cool. Sure.
Here.
And now Ray.
Osh.
Good. All right. Over to the next stance. Mr. Stringer.
Get yourselves a drink, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Cool. Okay,
Right.
so the next dance we're going to do is Kibadachi, and I'm going to use Kibadachi Mai. Okay, now this is going to be very similar to the way that we did Zenkusudachi. Is we're going to break it down, obviously a little bit more. There's someone coming in. A little bit more than a little bit more than what Sanshindachi or other shorter stances will be. The reason why I'm picking Mai is because a lot of people ignore this bit, which Wesley has kindly highlighted for us already in the previous katas. Okay, we want to make sure that we're rotating the hips, we're moving into position, and then we're rotating at the end with the technique in time. Okay, so when we were coming here, that timing applies very much when we do the likes of Junski, for example, in Kibadachi. What often happens is people are from here, we'll just step through, and then we'll do this technique here. And there's a misalignment between the power ranges within your body and also the timing of your momentum going forward with that final technique. Not for everybody, but it is quite common. So we're going to try and break it down a little bit. I'm not going to be too strict on the feet being parallel today, but we can always take that online another time. Probably when we do the kata with Wesley, it will be important. But right now, it's not the main article of what I'm trying to publish right now. Okay, so obviously when we're in Kibadachi Mai, first of all we need to move into a lunge position. Then we're going to come up. Then we're going into a lunge. And then the last and final twist will exist towards the end. So before movements, just like with Zenkusudachi, 1, 2, 3, 4, steadily transitioning through that movement. Now, obviously with Kibadachi, we move on a straight line. We come through on that narrow angle. We go out on a straight line to then twist on this straight line towards the end. So please, when we come in, don't start doing this. Just push through nicely on a straight line. And what I'd like us to do on this stance is rather than, when we get to there, rather than just coming straight to the middle, I want us to start just pushing forward ever so slightly. So we're almost in a poor Niko Eshidachi. So we're starting to get this hip forward so that when we do go forward, we've got the hips open, ready to twist towards the end.
Show your feet, please.
No, you cannot. I'm too tall. Too damn tall. Okay. Yes, of course you can. So, let me run through that again. Kibadachi. We're going to twist. Both feet are now starting to face forward. Okay. We're coming up. Now, normally in Zen, we were stopping at midway point. Here, we're going to start going forward. So we're in a loose Neko Ashidachi. It's not perfect. It's not a Neko Ashidachi. It's a loose Neko. And the idea is to start trying to get this hip going forward so that when we're here, this hip is nicely forward rather than coming here and lunging and leaving this back. We want this forward ever so slightly so that when we do twist, we are on a straight line. If you're on a square line, it probably means that when you do the twist, we're going to be off target. Okay, and that's the reason why I want that slight edge forward to promote you coming onto the straight line to finish off with. Everyone understand that?
Us.
Yes. All these change of views. Okay. Cool. No problem. Just looking at the message. Can you see me? Okay, right. So from there, we're going to go yoi and right leg back into Kibadachi. Now, please, when you go back, straight line, lunge, twist in position, and into yoi. Got that?
Us.
Okay, right. A little bit of space, but not too much. Ready? Kibadachi. Yoi! Migi is going backwards, right leg going back. Hey! Shia!
Yeah.
Okay, so to start off with, in and back. In and back. Look at that? Okay, right. Not bothered where you have your hands. You can be the trophy or the teapot. The trophy or the teapot today. Okay, or you can have them up. It's entirely up to you. Ready? H! I! San! Shi! Ka! Rak! Aish! Aish! He! Chi!
Yeah.
Shia! Okay, let's just change legs. Other side. Again, as Anil said, even if you're here, don't start here. Yeah? Here, twist, in. Twist, in. Look at that. Okay, ready? H! Ni! An! He! Go! Right! Aish! Aish! Head! Chi! Shia! Ante! Other side. Just going to do fives now for the rest of it because I don't want to take up too much time. We've got a little bit more we'd like to cover. So here we're going to be 1, 2, back. 1, 2, back. Just slightly past for a Nico. Open that hip slightly. Look at that. Just fives. Ready? H! D! San! Shi! Go! Shia! And ante. Other legs. You should be feeling it quite nicely on your legs if you're doing it properly. Unless you're absolute machine. Ready? H! He! Han! She! Go! Right!
Five.
Oh! Thank you. 5. Okay. So now, again, we'll reduce it to 3s. just in the interest of time. Twist, drive, back. Twist, straight line drive into another lunge. Back. Okay? 3 on one side, 3 on the other. I'll try and remember the count. Ready? H. And back. E. Sun. And on three. Other leg. H. E. Sun. And on three. So question. Okay, no worries. See you later, James.
I'll see you next week.
Lots of direct messages today. People not brave enough to put them out there. Okay, right. So now we've got the full movement, but I want to break it into the 4 positions before we move on. Okay, so it's going to be ich, ni, san, shi. Okay, then we'll take the full step back. Ich, ni, san, shi. 5 on this side, 5 on the other side, and then we'll add some technique. Okay, before we move on to the man with lots of plans, his mind. Ready? Let's go. Ich, ni, san, shi. And back. Ich, ni, san, shi. And back. Ich, ni, san, shi. And back. 3. Ich, ni, san, shi. And back. 1 more. Ich, ni, san, shi. And on 2. Just shuffle back a little bit. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Okay? Ready? Ich, ni, san, shi. And back. Ich, ni, san, shi. And back. Ich, ni, san, shi. And back. Ich, ni, san, shi. I think 1 more. On the side this time. Ich, ni, san, shi. And back to the right side. Okay. So, we're not going to add in a technique on each stage, but what we are going to do is we're going to transition through with Junski as we're doing this. Now, we can all see ourselves in the mirror, I was going to say, but on the screen. Pay attention for some key thoughts. We're going to be in Junski. We should turn. This elbow shouldn't be here. In position, out, still on a straight line here. Twist as we deliver the technique. Okay, 1 more time. So, here we are. 1. We've twisted our body square. In, out. We're still relatively square. This hip is starting to push forward. As the hip turns, the technique goes out at the same time. Okay, question? I have to. No worries, Sandra. Catch you later. So we're going to do 5 on one side, 5 on the other side, and then 2, not with counting. So we're going to go ich, ni, san, shi 5 times with the technique, and then 2. Actually, we'll do 4 and 3. 4 and 3. 4 by numbers, 3. Smooth transition all the way through. Okay, and then we can move back because I've used up far too much of Wesley's time on this. Right. Left leg in front. Left arm out in Junski. Chudan. Okay. Ready? Ich, ni, san, shi. And back. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. And back. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Back. The last one by numbers. H, knee, sun, she. Good. And back. Now think about them processes. Just because I'm not counting, please do not start doing this. Okay? I beg you. It's a terrible technique. And you don't get the power at the end. Twist, drive, twist, punch. And the last bit has to happen at the same time. Twist and punch. Okay, done? 3 good ones before we change legs. Okay, let's go. Ready? H! And back. Knee! And back. Last one. Sun! Shear! Good, good. And change your legs. 4 by numbers. Good, good. Ready? H, knee, sun, she. Good, and back. H, knee, sun, she. And back. H, knee, sun, she. Good, last one by numbers. H, knee, sun, she. Good. 3 good ones. Remember the heights. Don't do this. Smooth transition. Okay? Ready? 3 good ones to finish off with. H. Knee. Sun. Last one. Shear. And Maori. So a little drink. Sorry I took so much time. Over this way to the next piece of the puzzle.
Pretty much.
All okay so far?
Good. All right then. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do Nihon Kata into Kiberachi. Us. Think about, we just did my forward with Darren, and now every time we will be into Kiberachi, we're going to be doing this Yanshuho, 45 degrees. So we can really use those hips, those twists, and those turns we just practiced with Darren. Yeah? So let's go over this one time, but then without using any arm.
Is he frozen or is he just really, really still? I think he's frozen, isn't he? Wesley?
Sorry, guys.
You're back. Yeah, you're back. Yeah.
My internet is not good because my hotspot just died.
Oh, okay.
I'll be trying to do it with normal instead. So what we're going to be doing, 45 degrees. So left leg first. There we go. Edge over there. And now we're going to put the right leg 45 degrees back. 1 and twist it in. Good. So now we're going forward. 1 and twist it in. We're going backwards. 1 and twist it in. Going forward again. 1 and twist it in. We're going to the right. 1 and twist it in. Good. We're going to the left. 1, twist it in. Going forward. 1 and twist it in. We're going backwards. 1, twist it in. And the last one. 1 and twist it in. Good. And now red. Good. So what we're going to do, and it feels a little bit awkward, but when we go and use Yansuki, now we're going to use the movements properly, what we just did with Darren. Yeah? So every time I'm going to be counting, you're going into 1, into the first, the last stage before we do the punch. So I'll show it to you this side. We're going to 1 to the left and punch. The second count, we're going 45 degrees into the stage and back again. So I really want you to use the twisting and the turning we just did with Darren. Yeah? Good. All right then. In 2 counts all the time. Us, 2 counts all the time. Ready? There we go. Joy. We're going to the left first. First into the 3rd stage. And now twist. Knee. Good. Edge. Knee. Good. Forward. Edge. Knee. Go backwards. Edge. Knee. Forward. Edge. Knee. Go to the right. Edge. Knee. Go to the left. Edge. Knee. Forward. Edge. Knee. To the back. Edge. Knee. And the last one. Edge. Here. And now ready. Good. Take it loose a little bit. We're gonna do the same, but then in 1 count. Os. So every time, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is how you want to move when you do sequences of syllabus. When you go a few steps forward. I think I'm hopeless. No one is. No one is. It's just a very hard exercise. It's going to be good.
And loads of people do this wrong, Karina. So, you know, if you're feeling like you're struggling, it's probably because you're trying to do it right. And most people aren't struggling, are not doing it correctly. Okay?
Very true. So we're going to try this. My legs are screaming. Yeah, that's good. We're going to do this into 1 count every time. Yeah? Please think about the twisting, the pivoting, and the turning. We practiced with Darren, and now we're just going to make it into practice. Yeah? Keep going, guys. There we go. Right. There we go. To the left. Into stage and then into Kiba. Edge. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. Roku. Sish. Ash. Cool. Shia. And now Ray. Good. When you do this slowly, it probably feels harder than when you do this quickly. If you do this properly. Let's go one more time. No adding of a technique. And then we're going to do the same, but we're going to add some techniques. There's very good work, guys. Very good work. Ready?
Good.
There we go. There we go. Ish. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. Roku. Sish. Ash. Cool. Shia. And now Ray. Good. Right. So, we're going to make it a little bit harder. Everybody doing a great job. So what we're going to do... So what we're going to do now, we're going to add a kick. And we're going to add a Chudan or Jodan Mawashikiri out of the front leg every time. Yeah? So, what's it going to be? I'm going to be sitting over here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and back. 1, 2, 3, and back. 1, 2, 3, and back. Os. Make sure you take the control of your back leg every time. You gotta switch your weight, but don't go to one side all the time, because when you go too much to one side, your balance is gonna be rubbish. You're gonna fall over. Yeah, and this is what Darren was talking about. This is kind of my cup of tea. I like to be balanced. Yin and Yang, it's my second name. So please guys, be sure, try and think about your balance. Yeah, good.
Some funny comments going around today, guys.
There's some good interaction over here, guys. Really, really great work. Thank you. Right then. Joy. We're gonna do 1, 2, and then the second count, Jordan Washi, back into Kibadachi. So in 2 counts every time. Good. Edge. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Rook. Sish. Ash. Cool. Ju. Shia. Itch. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Rook. Dish. Ash. Cool. Shia. Shia. And now Ray. Os.
Osh.
I can feel my legs burning doing this. I can feel my legs burning. All right. So we got the feeling of this. We're gonna do this in 1 count.
Osh.
Junski, Jordan Washigiri, back into Kibadachi. Os. Junski, Jordan Washigiri, back into Kibadachi. Os. Good.
Os.
Right then. I think we all get the picture. Ready?
Aye.
It's good. Just keep it like this. Joy dash joy. Kion kata kibadachi. Os.
Os.
There we go. Ish. Knee. Sun. She. Go. Rook. Fish. Ash. Cool. Shit. And now red. Os.
It's official. I need a bigger dojo.
Yeah.
It's official.
A great day to have a bad back and just watch. All right.
Joking.
Right. So, the last thing we're going to do, last one we're going to do, and then it's all for some stretching. Only 2 stances today, guys. Remember those sessions where you were like, so we're going to be working on 2 stances today. You'll be like, oh my God, the session is going to be so long. I need to go to the toilet, please, because it's going to be, a big mind fuck. But I think today went pretty quickly. So keep it up, guys. All right. So instead of Jordan Mawashi, we're going to change the kick into Yokogiri and then come back into the same position. Something you got to work on. You don't have to go Jordan. Hopefully you'll get there. If you can't go Jordan, do proper Chudan Yokogiri. If you can't do Chudan, please go for a Kansetsu Giri, but do it properly. What do I mean by do it properly? Is when you're here, 1, 2, into Suru Ashidashi kick, and then back into Kibadashi. You go 1, 2, Suru Ashidashi, 1, and back again into Kibadashi. Don't go. Yeah? Quality over quantity, guys. Quality over quantity. Yeah?
It's my first time doing Yokos today.
Yeah. Right. Are you ready? Good. There we go.
You thought we were doing Yokos already, Mishi? No, Mawashi we were doing.
There we go. Joy. Shibarachi, Yonsuki, and Yokogiri. Think about right positions. Ready? Ish. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. Roku. Fish. Ash. Cool. Yeah. Last one. Shia. Shia. And now ready. Good. All right then, guys. Oh no, it was my washigiri. Sorry, Missy. Good. Right then. So the difference between the two kicks on a washigiri you can do out of a longer stance. A yokogiri, you have to get back to the basic before you deliver it. And please, guys, think about this when you do this into your grading, kata competition, or whenever. Be sure about the basics you're doing. I think the last 10 minutes will be a bit of stretching, right?
Yep, that's cool. Let's go and do some stretching. Right. Okay. Let's start off with the yokogiri, and if we can find something that we can have our foot on, that would be good. So we're looking at being here and open the knee up, out this way. Okay, so we're just looking to bend down a little bit, open up, and concentrate on that nice position at the end, and hold. Itch. Again, at this stage, if we're trying to keep the body as upright as possible. If you're here just because of limited flexibility, it's not much you can do about it, but do try to get the body elevated. And ante, other leg. Position. And bend that leg and itch. And up, relax. Just there. Rotate hips, itch, knee, san, ante, itch, knee, san. Okay, right. So we've done this before. So we're going to go onto the ground this time. So we were in a similar position to where we were. Okay, and now what we're doing is we're looking to over-rotate on the outside and then back. We've got some. We're going to do 10 with the yokos, and then we're going to do 10 with the mawashis. And with the mawashis, I'll explain in a minute, but we want to try to roll this knee just slightly down towards the ground. So on the yoko, we're looking at the hard stop there with the foot. Try and go back and open the adverse hip as much as possible, and then back in. Again, as Anil said, we're trying to reduce the amount of body movement going on here. Okay, it may not happen for some of you, but do try. Okay, ready, itch, open, rotate. Knee, san, shi, go, ruk, ish, ach, ki, chi. Yeah, and change the sides. The other side first. Okay, same thing. Try to rotate when it goes up. Try and take it past vertical if you can. So we're over rotating the hip on the outside, if we can. Okay, ready? Itch, knee, san, shi, go, rook, ish, ach, ki, chi. Yeah. Okay. Now we're on to the mawashi. Now remember, with the mawashi, we're looking for a little bit of give in this knee. You're probably feeling it quite a lot in your hips now, and it's the more we can get used to that rotation, the easier those kicks will be. And yes, some people are stiff and some people are naturally flexible, but let's try and do the best with the body we got, because that's all you can do, guys. Okay? So, Moshigiri, so we're looking at rotating back and then over rotating, thinking of that Brazilian Mawashi just at the end. Okay, ready, and itch, and back, knee, sun, again, try and keep a stable body, shi, go, rook, sheesh, ach, ki, chi, and rotate onto the other leg. If you start to feel quite flexible at it, what you can do is you can start to roll over onto the instep more as well, rather than just dropping this knee down. Really try to rotate here. You can't move too much because your hips on the stiff line here, but you know that's only if you're finding the other version easy. Wesley. Ready? Knee, san, shi, go, rook, ish, ach, kill. Last one, G. Good. Okay. Let's take a kneel position. Try and keep these legs nice and straight. We're just going to stretch them out the other way this time. Leaning back, pushing the hips up, trying to loosen off what is probably quite tight around them hip flexors for most of us, if not all. Ready? Itch. And down. Each time we're going to stay at the top a little longer. Knee. San. Shi. Two more. Go. Last one. Rook. Isha. Okay, up you get. 5 small circles, 2 big circles. Okay, ready? So, itch, knee, san, shi, Go, and big one, rook. Ish. And on day, 5 little ones. Ich, knee, sun, she. Go, and rook. Big one. Yeah. Ish. Okay. And just shake loose. And hopefully we feel loose as a goose. Ready to kick again. Okay, super session today. Broke down the stances in hopefully what is a really simple way for you to understand not only the transition, but how your body is going to move best in certain circumstances. And mainly those circumstances are going to point to fast related movements. So like sequences if the pace is a little bit high, explosive katas, and of course fighting. Those first couple of movements on all the stances that I did were short, sharp, fast movements. And that's what you're looking at all the time. That's the difference between you being a millisecond behind someone or a millisecond in front of someone. The reason Wesley kicks you in the face is because that initial movement is quick. He sells the kick to you as well, of course, and he thinks about what he's doing, but it's not possible without that first movement. So do practice them first movements in those basic techniques into your fighting positions as well, because they can be used to either take yourself off at angles, drive in for techniques, you know, and probably all of you felt your fastest and your quickest in those early stages of those movements, okay? And rightly so. Wesley?
Yeah, a lot has been said today, and you know, when you think about doing those kind of basic stuff, a lot of people in this session have got a black belt or even higher, and have been doing those senkosu dachis, those sanchin dachis, those kibu dachis we did today for a long time. But to be fair, it's been a while that maybe either one of you have been thinking about the basic stuff we just did in these stances, and this really keeps you sharp and really gets you driven when you find out maybe the automatic pilot you've been doing has been quite a bit lazy maybe. So I'm not saying you guys are lazy, but this is what Darren says you're lazy. No, but and if you think about doing this, you can really transfer this into your fighting. It's all about the stance. It's all about the position where you have to be in before you can either give some good punches, maybe kick someone in the face, or go for that beautiful knockout. You can't do this with only the techniques. You have to be in the right position. You have to be in the right stance. And what better way to think about these stances to go really back into the basic and go forward with this. So a big thank you, because this last 90 minutes flew by very easy, and that's all because you guys are working very hard into this lockdown. Very hard times, but great to be together, although it's on the screen. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yes.
Hope to see you Thursday for Thunder Thursday, where we go ramming and sweating into the Karate Gi, please.
Yeah, good stuff, guys.
You can now unmute yourself and show some love.
Thanks, Damon. Cheers, man.
Amazing. Thanks, guys. It's fantastic.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Nice and simple.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, thanks, guys. That's lovely.
Cheers. Good to
I'm
see you.
sure the
Thank
very
you.
confusing
Bye.
session.
Very confusing.
I really gotta stop lifting before I come into these sessions. It's really killing my legs.
I didn't hear that properly, but use my internet connection.
Boss, thank you. Great session.
No worries. Thank
Very
you.
good.
Thanks for coming
Great
along.
to see you again.
Yeah, hope to see you soon, Sense. Thanks for being there. Very cool.
Nice to
Amazing.
see you,
Thank you.
Saints.
See you soon, guys.
See you later, mate.
Boss, thank you very much. It was nice watching today, even though I was sitting still.
Excellent work there, Frederick. Well done. Super
Cheers. Have a good one.
Nice one.
See you.
Well done, guys.
Well done.
Thank you both.
Bye-bye.
Sorry I was late.
No, that's all right. Cool that you
No worries.
again. Awesome.
Yeah.
I hope I only missed the warm-up.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, good.
Just the first bit of the session, and you asked for doing stances, so we did some stances.
I know, I'll shut up next time. I'll pick something easy.
It was easy. So someone else said it was.
I find since we've been working like at home, we don't do a lot of stances. We do a lot either in fighting stance, or you do a lot in a static position. So even just holding a kibadachi or zenkusudachi, I really struggle with. So no, it was good. I enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
I think they're quite hard to hold basic positions anyway. They're all long and inappropriate positions, you know, in terms of where you naturally throw techniques from. But
only one which is actually alright to be standing in my opinion is the zenkusudachi. I find that a little bit easier than like when you go into kibadachi, and when the weight is on both of the legs, I'll be like, oh my god, I'm burning.
Wasn't it weird though doing the Kion kata with Sanshin? And we ended up I used my entire 3 meters by 3 meters. And yet in Zenkusudachi, I wasn't going half as far.
Zenkusudachi didn't have as much space necessary as Sanshin-dashi, which is the shortest stance.
Yeah, I can't understand because we were moving the same legs, so we should have been going in the same direction as when we did Zenkusudachi. So why on earth? I'll be there tonight now, working that out.
Yeah. Looking at all the history books, eh?
No, I'd be there with a ruler trying to work out the maths behind it because it was frying my brain. I was thinking, how could I be over here? But then I could see you two were going all over the place. So it wasn't me doing it wrong, I don't think.
I know, it was us.
Or we were all doing it wrong, but then at least we all did it wrong. No problem in that.
I'll see you both Thursday anyway. Thanks very much.
No worries. Jan asked the same question you did, like literally about an hour and a half later. I was like, this is deja vu. I've just had these questions.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Great station. See you.
No worries.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Catch you later, guys.